But
Welcome to Riders
yeah.
Live. I got 3 special guests today. Could y'all please introduce yourself to the listeners of Riders Live?
Hi, I'm Unique Soul.
Hello, how you doing? How y'all doing? Charismatic.
Yeah, I'm T-Law.
And this is the collective known as Bankflow Family. All right. So this is 21 questions. For the listeners who don't know, my guests are happily married as well as myself. So, what was single life like?
Single life.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, that's so long.
Answer that
Ladies,
So long ago.
ladies first. Ladies first.
Ladies first. How you gonna do me like that?
Yeah, ladies first.
Lonely. I would say lonely.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Um, that's the best thing I could think of.
That's cool.
Lonely.
Charismatic.
Just everything. I think everything is about you when you're single. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. That's what.
Charismatic. What
for me.
about you, sir?
Single life. It has its pros and it has its cons, you know. Man, trying to find the right one, it was tough. It was really, really tough. It was not an easy task at all, you know. Bumping heads and running to different women. It was just not it, you know. So single life, it has its pros and its cons, but you know, you get lonely and you get to a point in your life where, you know, you want to build something, a foundation, start a family, you know, build an empire, somebody you can grow old with. So, you know, it was a journey finding someone. Single life was fun, partying and all of that, but it came down to a point where, you know, I got enough of that. So it was like, okay, let me start finding a mate. I got to an age where I was, let me find a mate or a woman, the right one. So
Oh,
it took a
okay.
while, but
What about you, T-Law? What was single life like for you?
I'll say hard. To sum
Hard.
it up simply,
What
hard.
was hard about it?
Like no, it was hard because like, you know, I couldn't find the right one. Just basically looking for the right one and couldn't find the right one. And it's like nothing was working out as far as trying to find the right one. And then when I got to a certain age, you know, my mama was putting the pressure on saying you got to start looking for somebody to spend your future with. But I didn't really see too much of future with a lot of the women I was dealing with. That's about all I'm gonna say about that.
Right, I feel you. Single life for me, it was fun. A few good ones got away, but single life was fun. But married life is better. That's just how I feel.
Right,
All
no
right.
doubt.
The next question is, what's the worst date you ever been on? I will participate. What's the worst date you ever been
The
on?
worst date.
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Like when you
Wow.
were single. This is the
Cool.
past. This is the past, so it don't matter. You don't have to
Ooh.
include no details. You could just describe the worst date you ever been on. Unique so.
But I was young. I was young. I was real young. We went to Burger King and he tried to make a play for me after Burger King. I was real young. Like that, I was real stupid though. Like my parents didn't know where I was at. They didn't know I was with him at the time. That was not smart. But that was a long time ago. Long ago. Nothing happened.
So your
Nothing
worst
happened.
date
No
was
chemistry, no-
Burger King.
The first date was Burger King, yes.
That's the worst date.
No, it was not my way. It was not
No.
my way.
You
No,
should
I'm
have
saying,
There was
his
no second date.
what I'm saying is, what was the worst date you ever been on? The worst date.
That was the worst date. That
Oh,
was the
okay.
worst date because I was
Wow.
expecting a date and it ended up Burger King and yeah, him trying to, make a move. That was the worst
Okay.
date.
He
I don't
should
even know
have
if you
his
could
way.
count that a date.
He should have
but
his way
Yeah, he was. It ain't working. I was.
He
I
was
was
trying to get them goods out of that burger. He trying to have it his
Okay.
way.
Mm-mm.
What about you?
Yeah, did he at least let you get extra cheese?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Get some cheese on that Whopper at least?
So,
I don't
so
think so.
basically, he was a cheap
That's the
date,
man.
huh? He was a
No,
cheap.
no, no. I wasn't a cheap date. He thought I was.
No,
thought
he
I
was. He
That
was
was
a
Nah, he
cheap.
was
cheap
cheap.
date.
That's what
Oh,
that
he
sound like.
was.
Right.
Mhm.
What about
Cheap
you,
date.
charismatic? What's the
No.
worst date you ever been on?
Oh, it was a couple, but one I remember vividly is I went out with this girl. It was back in college. I went out with this girl. We went to this nice little restaurant. It was like a little Italian restaurant. And it was embarrassing because she was really loud
She pulled a
and
woo.
crass. It felt like the Woo movie. She, hey, where am I? You know, beep, beep, beep. Well, I ain't get my garlic bread. What the? I'm like, chill, relax. Just ask. We'll talk to the waiter. They'll get you whatever you want. I need some more. I'm like, relax. So after that, she's like, hey, you'll call me after the date was over. I'm like, okay, I can't wait till this is over. So you'll call me? Yeah, I'll probably call you.
Did you call her?
I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna call her back because like she was embarrassing, screaming at the waiters. I'm like, what are you doing? Relax, just tell them that you didn't get what you needed. You don't have to use all that profanity and get all loud and crass and screaming and arguing with the waiters. It's like,
You ain't try to holler at her like, damn, I know your parents taught you better than this shit. You better be quiet.
yeah, I was trying to talk to her. No, this don't. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll try to talk to her and calm her down. Like, relax. I said, you know what? If you need anything, let me ask the waiter because you just doing entirely too much.
So
Screaming
look,
and
so
all
let me
that.
ask
It's
you this. Let me
embarrassing.
ask you this. So you didn't know she was like that before you took her there? You never took her to like Subway or some shit like that to see if she was
Yeah,
rude and
the
ignorant?
Subway. I
You should have went to Burger King first.
don't think she was used to that type of restaurant because we went to like Burger King, whatever. It was whatever, you know, she was just ordering her food, but I don't think she was used to like something a little bit more fancy. I was like, oh hell no. No.
So this was her first
Screaming and all
time.
that.
This was her first time displaying this type of behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. What
I
about
didn't expect it. It threw me off. Huh?
I'm
Because you know
asking
when you
T-Law.
go to like Burger King, huh?
No, I was asking T-Law. So but basically she never displayed this type of behavior before. She
Who, me?
never acted that way before.
Nah, I mean, when she was acting, you know, we was walking, talking, and all of that, she used to be silly. But I didn't expect her to act that way or conduct herself that way in a type of environment like that. Now, when we just like going to a movie or whatever, and it's cool, it was whatever. But when I took her to this spot, it's like she just let her color show. I'm like, what the? Like, okay.
Okay. What about
Okay.
you, T-Law?
The worst date.
The worst date you ever been on?
Wait.
It was this female that I used to work with at the White Sox ballpark. She used to work like right across from me. She was always like quiet and laid back, you know. So I say, hey, I'm gonna take you out. So I took her to my favorite restaurant, TGI Fridays. And I told her it took me a minute to talk to her. And she wanted to know the reason why. I'm like, well, I can't tell you all that, you know, trying to be smooth. This girl started getting all crazy, started banging on the table, talking about, tell me. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
Whoa.
Tell me now. Why you didn't want to talk? Like, wait a minute, hold on. She just got so reckless. I'm like, okay, you're not getting the second date at all. We gotta go.
Man,
Like,
I'd have went to the bathroom on that
that's
ass so quick. Hey, I'm about to
I'm
go
like,
to the
what
bathroom.
in the-
I'd have kept going. Shit.
I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, why are you banging on tables right now? Because she was always quiet. I'm like, okay, no, wait a minute. Like, you blowing up the spot for no reason.
Was she fine? Or was she all right?
You know, she might see this
She's all right.
interview.
She was all right? Okay. All right, the worst date I ever been on, you know, I used to hustle back in the day and I used to see this girl. I used to always promise that I was gonna take her out, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, you said you was gonna take me out. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go out. I'll be back to come get you. So I came to pick her up. She had on the same thing she had on that morning. Like, oh wow, it was at least 95 degrees outside. She had a thirsty Jerry curl, a t-shirt on. It was iron, but you know, she wore it so many times, it had discoloration on there. And oh man,
Not the yellow
it's
one.
just crazy. So we get in the line to go to the movies, and the lady behind the counter was looking like, you could do better than that. And I was like, damn, I know I could do better than this and shit, but you know, I just wanted to keep my word. So we went to go see Mo Better Blues and shit. So when Cinda Williams sung that song, everybody was all hugged up and kissing. She looked at me. Yo, it felt like I was getting cooked. Her breath was so hot, but I didn't kiss her. I was like, fuck that shit.
Oh,
I ain't going. But I took her home fast as I could.
Dang, it looked like you had the best date there. Right? Three
Damn,
you
that breath.
I think he, yeah, I think he got us
That's
beat though at the end of the day.
That's the worst date.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the
Okay.
craziest, man.
Let me see. When you were single, dating, what was some red flags for you? Like, you know, Denise, like if a dude got too many kids, or if they sell drugs, or you know, what was some red flags when you were single dating, you know, with guys?
Well, what you said, and also, I remember this guy was singing to me like the first day we met, claiming I was the one for him, just like corny. I had guys offer to buy me stuff when they met me, just corny stuff. But the biggest thing for me, I didn't like people that didn't keep their word.
I know
So that
that's
was
right.
always the big red flag. Like, give me your word, keep it. And
I know that's
yeah,
right.
I had a guy stand me like that even. I forgot about that the date that almost
Red
happened.
flags.
Yeah. I had a guy that was gonna take me out, and then he was a couple hours late, called me and asked me, did I mind picking up the bill? Cause he ain't got
What?
paid yet, but we didn't go out. Yeah. Called me
Oh.
2 hours late. He was like, he still want to go, but he asked me if I minded picking up the bill. So that didn't happen.
Wow.
I also had a guy try to talk to me, and then found out that, well, I didn't find out. He told me he got a girlfriend. He was looking for something else. He told me. So that was a red flag. I was young then too. I was really
Well,
young. But yeah.
did you at least appreciate his honesty, or him telling you that he had a girlfriend?
I appreciated it, but I'm like, you can still go the other way. Like, we
Right.
ain't talking
No,
after
no,
that.
that just wasn't your cup of tea. I get it. I just wanted to know, like, most women, they do appreciate honesty. So
Yeah,
that's
I mean, at the time, I was just like, oh, okay, on to the next.
you like, nah, I ain't second to nothing, nigga. Uno. What about you, charismatic?
Red flags. Wait.
Yeah.
What I used to do, you know, I used to always test women, and I would date them, and I would see where their head is at. If they really like me for who I am, or they're trying to get a free date or free food or whatever. So what I would do, you know, I would pay for the date, but I would test them. I said, okay, let me see what's going on, and I get paid. I have money for the date, but I would ask them like, okay, well, I didn't get paid, or my check was short or whatever. I don't really got no money, but I want to see you. Can we still meet up, grab some coffee, or, you know, I just want to see you. And if they were like, okay, yeah, I still want to see you, let's just meet up. I don't care about that. I knew that they would really like me, but I had some that would play me to the left. Oh no, when you get paid, someone was blatant. When you get paid, take me here, 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 here. I'm like, okay. So then I knew the ones that was really in it because they like me, and I knew the ones that really was in it just to see what they can get out of me, you know. So that was one of the red flags I used to know. And I had some that assumed, a lot of them would assume that I had stuff when I didn't, you know, and I'll talk to them for a while and they'll say, okay, come pick me up. At the time, I ain't had no wheels. Come pick me up. I'm like, when did I ever say a car? Like,
They said I ain't got one, so.
yeah, come pick me up. And, you know, it was a lot of red flags. That was one. And that's what, the biggest one, I don't want to go too crazy, is a lot of times I was direct with the women and they wasn't direct with me. If they couldn't be direct with me and tell me up front what they were looking for, what they wanted or whatnot, I would put them on the spot. Hey, what's going on? Where we going with this? And if they hesitate, because after a couple dates, it's like, where we going? If they hesitate, I'm like, okay, that's a red flag. She's not interested, or she probably talking to somebody else. And a lot of times she was talking to somebody else.
Hey,
it's me and somebody else.
So prior to these dates, during the courtship process, y'all wasn't talking on the phone or nothing?
Yeah, we was
Just
talking on the
going on a
phone and
date?
stuff. It was dates and talking on the phone, but it was hesitation. You know,
So
when you
this is
get
what
to
I'm
a
saying.
certain
This is what I'm asking you. You couldn't gauge any of this from the conversations that you was having prior to taking them out?
Yeah, well, a lot of it, yes, but some of them was like go left automatically, like out of a sudden. So I would be talking to them, everything will be going smooth. We'll go out, we'll have fun and kick it and everything. And I get to that point, like, okay, you apparently you feeling me, I'm feeling you. Where we going with this? And it's the I don't know. Then comes out later on, oh, I'm seeing somebody now, or I got a boyfriend, or you know, and I'm like, oh no. So when the other women used to do that, I'm like, I know where this is going. I know exactly where this is going.
Every woman is different now.
Yeah. But you
It's a
know,
good
some
thing-
things.
It's a good thing that you found the right one. Okay, Terrell, your
Yeah.
turn.
Right. Red flags.
Yeah.
I'll say one of them had to be immaturity. The other one is trying to find a nice way to say this. Hoish behavior. There ain't no nice way to say that. Ain't no nice way to say that. Hoish behavior.
Hey,
You want me and you want everybody else at the same time.
Right.
So that was like one of them, because I actually had a female that was like that. She say, yeah, like I wanted to be with her. Now I got over the fact that she had 4 kids, which probably should have been a red flag. But that wasn't. But she say, but she wanted to basically screw everybody in the land.
Okay. Yeah.
Not him.
Somebody being promiscuous. Okay, I get it. For me, shit, a dirty bra strap is a red flag.
What the?
If you can't change your bra, you ain't washing your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say like, is she washing her ass, bro? That's the next question.
It's some guys that look at the feet. It's some guys that look at the feet. I know a lot of guys look at the feet and the hands, and they say her hands is dirty, her nails is dirty, and her feet is jacked. They like, nah, she don't keep herself clean. I know a lot of guys that say that that's like a red flag.
Yeah, if she don't keep her outside clean, that mean the other stuff ain't either.
She
So
don't keep her feet good, or her toes, or her nails. It's like, nah.
yeah.
Okay, Denise, what's the corniest pickup line a guy ever used on you?
He asked, could he buy me something? Oh no, one guy asked me if I had a guy, and I told him yeah. And he told me, was he knocking the stuffing out that McMuffin? I'll never forget that. It was funny. It was corny, but it's still funny to this day.
He just did that to make you laugh. That's a good deal. That's a good deal breaker. I mean, that's a good icebreaker. I never heard of that.
It was better than that.
I actually heard that before.
Right, I feel you. Mac, what are some of the pickup lines you used to meet girls in the past?
Oh, wait. I don't think I used any pickup lines. I was more direct, but I heard a lot of different ones. One of the funniest ones I heard was, is your daddy a terrorist? Cause you the bomb, girl. I heard guys use that. I'm like, oh wow. That was one of the funniest ones I heard. But me personally, I never used pickup lines. I was clever, a little witty with stuff that I said, but I never really was into the pickup line thing. Like a lot of guys running through my mind all day and all that.
What about you, T-Law?
Basically, that's it. Them Will Smith pickup lines. That's what I tried to use at first when I first called myself trying to like holler at women. I would use the Will Smith, any Will Smith line you could think of. You've been running through my mind all day. I'll take a whole swimming pool of y'all. So a lot of Will Smith lines. None of them actually ever worked until I got older and found another approach. I started trying to be romantic and start trying to write love notes and songs and stuff.
The poetry and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah, poetry.
I had
Yeah.
a pickup line. I used to be like, "Hey, you drop something." They'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "That's not that number is mine. If you got a little time, I'll make you mine." And they'll laugh or whatever. That's my corny pickup line or whatever. Hey, Unique Soul, where you at?
Let's go.
What
Okay,
about guys? He didn't have a pickup line.
I'm gonna start with you, Malcolm. Have you ever dated someone with kids?
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, a couple.
Oh, okay.
I dated a couple.
What
I
about
did.
you, T-Law?
A couple. All I dealt with was baby mamas and other type of women.
It's not
At one
fun
point.
having a baby mama. I mean,
I didn't have baby mama, but all I dealt with was somebody's baby mama. I was dealing with them.
I got you. That
It's
shit
hard
could
to
be,
find.
that shit could be dangerous, boy.
I mean, I wouldn't do nothing like that now, but
I know you married, but
Yeah,
Unique
but,
Soul. I'm sorry, T-Law. Unique Soul,
Go
have
ahead.
you ever dated a guy that had kids?
I dated a guy with one kid, but I guess it wasn't serious. But yeah, I dated a guy with a kid.
You know what?
Hey,
To be honest,
that's really admirable because most women they'd be superficial when a guy got kids or something. So that's
Hey,
I really
when,
like.
you know what though? Like, I'm not trying to throw shade, but when I was dating, a lot of the women I would bump into, at least 8 out of 10 had kids or had a kid. So it was just like, okay.
But you gotta look at
I
it
already
like this.
expected it.
You gotta look at it like this.
expected it.
People done live their life and everything. So, when you meet somebody, oh damn, you didn't live before I met you or some shit. You can't expect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So
Because yeah, of course. I agree.
okay, Unique Soul. What is your definition of the ideal date in the courtship process? Like before you met your husband? Or it's just general? What's your ideal date? So basically where I'm going with this, a date where no money is spent. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Probably going to park.
Okay.
Going to the park, like Navy Pier, going to the zoo, things like that.
Oh, okay.
I'll say like go-karting.
That's
something
nice.
fun like that.
That's cool. What do you think the ideal date is, charismatic, before you got married?
I say
During the courtship process, what would be your ideal date to impress a female? And you ain't got no bread. You just going off, man, I like you. You on some New Edition shit. Broke than a motherfucker.
no bread.
Yeah.
Nah. if like I had no money, it's like when I go on a date, I'm trying to get a connection. So it'd be like maybe a walk, river walk or something, maybe walk downtown
Yeah,
on a
so-
nice day, maybe walks on a beach, something like that, just to get to know the person and connect on another level. Because you can, just by walking and talking, you can walk all day and get to know that person and see what, to try to catch the vibe and get the connection and learn a lot about a person. So maybe a long walk on a beach, maybe Navy Pier. If it's fireworks, 4th of July fireworks, go watch the fireworks, river walk, stuff like that, just to get to know the person.
What about you, T-Law?
Ideal date.
Mm-hmm.
Basically a nice little walk downtown, basically, have a conversation. If it's a nice, like cool night, sit by the lake and talk,
Oh, okay.
open her mind, she open my mind, stuff like that.
That's cool. Two dates that I think is ideal. Going fishing. When you get to go fishing, you can have a little picnic. You close to the guy, he got your back, you know what I'm saying? In case you fucking up, he makes sure you do everything you're supposed to do. And shooting the pool. I used to like, going to shoot pool with my dates,
Yeah.
so I could see how they move, how they work the room, you know what I'm saying? To see if any of the niggas in the street know her. If they know her, that might be a red flag. I can ask one of my guys, like, what's up with her, man?
You got to make sure she ain't for the crew.
Oh, you know her? How you know her?
No, not like that. Not like that, because if they see you interested, they might, try to fuck some shit up. So, what else? Denise, when did you decide that you wanted to not play the field anymore and was like, man, I'm looking for somebody to settle down with, Malcolm, he might be the one, you know what I'm saying? Like, look here, man, you're gonna have to put a ring on this motherfucker. We playing too many games.
Ooh. I would say when I knew I wanted to have his kids.
Great gangster right there.
That wasn't the question.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What about you, Charismatic? When did you decide that you wanted to stop playing the field? When you met this young lady, or you had 5 or 6 bitches on hold? That's just a joke, Denise. That's just a joke.
Right, like you better answer this. No pressure. Look.
I noticed that like when I got a little bit older, because when I was young in college and stuff, I used to run around with my guys. We used to party. We used to hit the bars, the clubs, get numbers. That's all we used to do. And it got to a certain point, it started to get old when I got a little bit older. When I got like 26, I was like, you know what? Okay, now it's time to find, because I did before here and there. I tried to settle down, but the women was giving me problems and, they was wasting time. So I was like, okay, let me go back and play the field some more. And then, I got to a point in my life where I'm like, okay, now I'm a little bit established. I have a steady income coming in. It's time for me to build and find that woman. So then I started to look and I stopped playing the field because they all got old to me. That partying and dating all types of women, all of that stuff got old. So I was like, okay, now I'm at this point in my life. I'm a little bit established. I got a steady income. I have a nice job. I got maybe 2, 3 jobs. I'm like, it's time for me to find someone to settle with.
What about you, T-Law?
When I knew, it was more, for me, it was more of a spiritual thing when I knew. It was more of I just felt that God just told me it was time. And I was having a hard time sleeping. Technically, I was like, I was tossing and turning. I was having a hard time sleeping, and I kept having like these dreams. I kept like literally dreaming of the wedding, and this was way before I even thought about buying a ring. And and then I started asking myself a whole bunch of questions like, well, can you live without her? And do you really love her? Stuff like that. And then I asked God to give me a sign. He won't let me sleep.
Or give me a sign.
Basically,
Damn,
he won't
man,
let me
that's
sleep. And he
what's
just
up.
kept giving me. He just basically said, "That's it, man. I don't know how much more sign you want. That's the woman right there. You known her for this long. That's it. That's her."
Oh, okay. Well, me and my wives, you know, we got a lot in common. Communication. Our love is timeless. That's it. I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay.
All
I Unique Soul and Charismatic. How did you guys meet? Unique Soul first. How did you meet? How did you meet this man?
I'm gonna let him tell the story. He like to tell the story. Because you like to tell the story.
It's always
Tell it
two
better than I do.
sides and the truth. Just make it quick as possible.
right.
Okay, we met in a dance club. We
Oh,
met in the
okay.
dance club. I was dancing with somebody. I spotted him standing on the wall. I stopped dancing with the guy and I went to ask him if he wanted to dance.
Straight gangster.
And we danced.
That's
Hey,
what's
you
up.
right.
That's how that went.
That's straight gangster
Yeah,
right
with the
there.
crowd, huh? Like your ass. Okay.
Hey, this place ain't about to go down. Get the hell off the wall. Hold my
Okay.
hand if this bitch drop.
She like, I like that though.
That's gangster. Hey, if you see what you want, you supposed to get that shit. Fuck all that bullshit. Hey, nigga, get off that wall. Hey, give me your hand above the waist. Above the waist.
Yeah.
They
Nah,
kept
the
pursuit, too.
reason why it was crowded in that club. We was asking, me and my
crowded.
guy was asking a bunch of girls to dance. They was dancing with somebody they didn't want to dance. So I stopped and I was like, what about these girls here, Denise and her friends? And I told my friend, look, they might dance with us. They dancing with these corny guys.
And it was around Halloween.
So
too.
I was like, okay, let's see. And he was waiting and waiting. And Denise approached, she finally came to me and was like, hey, I'm like, hey, she said, you want to dance? I'm like, of course. And it went from there. And then I got a number. After I got her number, you know, I was like, whatever, you know, I called her and texted, we was texting and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, let me see where this will go. And we was texting and calling and stuff. And then we ended up going out on our first date. And, you know, it carried on and on.
Okay, that's what's up.
We got serious. Yeah.
What about you, T-Law?
I met my wife in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I met her in college. When she first met me, she growled at me. Everybody laugh at this story. She growled at me when she first met me. It was early in the morning, I guess. She really wasn't.
She said, I ain't had my coffee, nigga. Move.
Basically, yeah. Basically, she hadn't had a coffee yet, and she growled at me. And we really didn't get along at first. We didn't get along at all at first.
Right.
And it turned out we ended up having to do all our school projects together. And we ended up started giving each other relationship advice.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it went around and around and around. And we got to each other, to make the long story short.
She growled at you.
I can imagine it.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So it was one of them. We were friends first thing. Well, we were enemies first, then we were friends, then lovers, then, you know, all that other stuff came in.
Right. Well, I wasn't looking for my wives. They found me. So that's it. And we just hit it off. Since I'm the interviewer, I ain't giving too many details and shit. Okay, Denise. How was the transition from dating to being married?
How was the transition?
So basically what I'm asking is like, you know, like when y'all first started living together and you like, man, this dude, you know, you you seeing each other habits and all of this, like, maybe like, hey, you gotta do this, like everybody kind of set into their ways before they live with each other. You know what I'm saying? So how was the transition? Was everything pretty smooth or?
I think, well, back then we both had some maturing to do.
Okay.
So it was kind of hard for us to, because I think we both can be set in our ways.
So
So,
y'all,
we had to figure out.
did y'all get along though? That's what I'm saying.
We did get along. We got along. I would say though, the biggest transition for us was having our first child. That was like the biggest transition for us. Because we pretty much conceived right after we got married. So I think that was the bigger transition for us.
Oh, okay. Did you experience any type of postpartum depression or anything?
Well,
Or
I
you
wasn't
don't know?
clinically diagnosed. But I had my moments. I felt like I
You
was.
think so? Oh, okay. What
Yeah,
about?
when my oldest.
Oh, okay. What about you, Charismatic? How was the transition from being a single dog to being married?
Uh-oh, I didn't even know if the hat came off.
Transition.
I ain't got no hair. and
Transition.
shit.
Okay, it was like more okay.
Single
Now this,
life
like,
to married life.
Single life to married life. It would have pros and cons. It was good. It was more how do you say? It's a word I'm looking for. Secure. It was so more security than the single life of dating and moving around. The transition brought responsibility, growth, and more maturity, because I was mature, but even more mature, because now it's like I'm starting or building a foundation, starting a family. So it allowed me to develop and grow even more into a man, because I was already moving like a man, but when you young, you just doing whatever, you out here reckless. So it changed me a lot. It made me think about things more. It made me be a little bit more tolerant, a little less aggressive, and because I had more things to lose, more things to worry about, more things that I had a wife, I had kids. So it
Hey, let me
allowed
cut you
me
off.
to
Ain't no I in team. No I in team.
Yeah.
She had to, she could have lost all that shit too now. So stop saying I.
Okay.
Okay. Hey Denise, I'm on your side. I mean, Unique Soul, I'm on your side with this.
Yeah. Okay. Like it's like we.
Right.
But I was just saying, for me as a man transitioning from that single life to married man,
right.
It allowed me to grow. I had to be more conscious with how I was moving out here, because I had at that point when I got married, we got married. I rephrase that, and when we had kids, I had to move differently.
Was a big one, yeah.
I had to move differently because I got kids to look after, my wife. So when we got married, that's what changed. I was a little less aggressive and more, I let a lot of stuff go. I would let a lot of things go because I had stuff to lose. So that was the transition for me. Single, whatever, reckless, we own it.
Okay.
We own it.
Okay.
Now, I'm not gonna do that.
You got a twin brother or something? You talking about we? Who the fuck is we?
No, I'm talking about me and her.
Oh, okay. Career.
I'm about me and her. When I say we, I'm talking about me and her.
Oh, okay.
But I was saying me.
Wait. No church.
I had to make that transition.
T-Law, what was your transition like?
From being single to married?
Yeah.
it was more of a turning into a we thing, not a me thing. I'll keep it simple.
Right.
It was
I
more
feel you.
of to think about the fact, because I already had the kid already, so that wasn't really that transition part had already happened already. Where it was more about that, but then it was more okay. Now I'm the head of an actual household. Like now I'm the head of an actual family now, of my own family. So it was more of a, and then even getting my wife to get into the mind frame of a we thing and not a me thing. Cause she'll say every now and then, well, I gotta do this. Like, no. We have to do this and do that. So it was more, that was more of a getting into a more unification thought of it.
Right. Okay. Let me see. I feel like relationships, like marriage is constant work all the time. Having two wives is more work, but you gotta be able to balance it. You know what I'm saying? The grass is green where you water it at. So what do you think is the key ingredient in a marriage? I'll say trust and communication and compromise. So you get three ingredients, any ingredient of your choice. So I say trust, compromise, and teamwork. What y'all think?
I say loyalty, communication. I'm having a hard time with my third one.
Yeah.
And maybe like compassion, like and understanding, being
Right.
understanding, because you're not gonna be like your partner. And that was a big adjustment for me. I should have mentioned that. Like thinking that he was gonna be in my head and be like me and do things the way I do. And that's not true. So yeah, bringing two whole lives together. So definitely understanding. Yeah.
So Unique Soul, when did you take off his shirt and look on the back and it say, not a mind reader?
I still have my moments where I think that he knows me well enough to know what I'm thinking and how I feel about a situation. But
There's nothing
I guess
wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that.
But also I kind of say what I feel too. I'll just tell him what I feel.
I don't think nothing is wrong with that. I think that's good. What about you, Charismatic? What do you think the key ingredients are to a good marriage?
The ingredients. I'm thinking a little bit. I know for one is cooperation. To me, cooperation. I wanted to say loyalty, but she said it already. I say cooperation is one.
Unique Soul, nothing against you. Malcolm, I'm asking you. Don't try to put it off on her. What's this your cake?
No,
It's
kind of like
your marriage that
no, it's kind of like
this your marriage.
She said loyalty kind of took what I was.
So you gotta say
but,
being loyal.
Okay, I say loyalty is really important.
You gotta say being loyal.
Cooperation, because you want somebody to kind of be on the same page at least as you. One person has a certain way or not a certain way. One person might have a vision and the other person, it got to be some type of compromise and cooperation in that. Because if one person trying to do something, the other person is lackluster and they're not doing nothing, then it's like no cooperation there. It's gonna, it's gonna cause problems. So I think cooperation is very important. Loyalty is very important, and honesty. I'll say honesty. Honesty, just being flat out direct.
I agree. What about you, T-Law?
Oh, like you have to throw that in.
3 main ingredients.
Yeah.
I'll say God, love, and teamwork. God, love, and teamwork, because you need teamwork, because if one fall, the other one got to be able to like lift them up. She gotta like meet you where you at, and you gotta meet her where she at. So y'all gotta like uplift each other. So, because nothing works if y'all don't do it together. That was
Right.
always
Yeah.
my whole, that was always my whole thing with getting married. Like, we gonna do this together because we stronger together than we are apart. It's like Neo and Fabulous. You know, I'm a
Mhm.
movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. So
Okay.
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Can I,
Okay.
I'm sorry, can I add a couple? Can I add a couple? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
you
thought of
can.
something else.
You
Can I
can.
say respect and laughter?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he keep me laughing every
Oh, okay.
day, all day.
That's what's
So
up.
I'm gonna say laughter.
What about, what about one more? I'm trying to say it's very important. I can't think of the word, but basically,
Sex.
I can give and take, give and
Sex.
take. So one person, say for
Sex.
instance, you do something for your significant other, you go above and beyond, that person should do the same thing for you. It should
So, like,
just be all
reciprocity.
about
Is that what you're saying?
that one
Reciprocity.
person, whether male.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm feeling like Dr. Love here and shit, the love doctor and shit. Okay, for people who don't know, Unique Soul, Charismatic, and T-Law, y'all know that they are the collective known as Bankflow Family. They just dropped Music Reborn. It's out on all streaming platforms. They got hard copies too, y'all. They got hard copies. You see that? Look, I'm on the cover too now and shit. But they got hard copies available on lawspeaks.net.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just ask them some questions. So how did the project come about? And everybody answer from their perspective in the same order. Unique Soul. How did the project come about from
There
your
you go.
perspective?
Your perspective.
Well, I was the last one to join the project. I had to make it sound, but I was the
Nah,
last
go
one
ahead.
to join the project.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
From my perspective, I feel like I kind of rounded out the project as the singer and the woman of the trio. So yeah, I was the last person to be added. It started with Victorious. I was kind of spontaneously added on that one. I just heard the song and was feeling it, and T-Law let me get on the song. So that was the first song I was on, and we just started collaborating and making music.
Okay. Oh.
Victorious was my first time actually recording. So
I like Victorious. I play it for a lot of people. They like it too.
appreciate it.
Unique Soul. What's your favorite song on the album?
I'm biased. I'm gonna say Proud, but I also like Testimony and Black Excellence as well.
No,
Yeah.
one. What is your favorite song? You can only get one song. This is your last dollar you got, and you gotta go buy a tape from the store.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say Proud because it's our personal story. So I'm gonna say Proud.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
All right. Charismatic.
Yes.
How did the project come about from your perspective?
Well, wait for my story. The thing is, I ain't gonna get too deep into it. I met T-Law, who was working at, the ballpark, and we was just talking and stuff like that. Just general regular conversation. We was just talking and stuff, and then I found out that he did music too. Cause I was telling him I do music and stuff, and I found out that he did music. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm working on music and different projects. You want to jump on some stuff? You rap? He's like, I rap and sing. So, we started sending. I started sending him beats. So he was vibing out and all of that, and then we decided to do a whole album, but it was a collection of other artists. It was a lot of other artists on there too. So it was me, T-Law, sorry. It was me, T-Law, and it was many other artists. We had a rap group, we had 2 singers, a singing group, and it was me and T-Law. but it kind of disbanded. People went their own way. Sometimes some stuff was legal. I mean, some stuff was illegal, you know, like not legal, but you know, people, you know, they got into trouble. And then some of the artists parted ways and they went to do their own thing, you know, because they didn't see the same vision that we saw. So they kind of disbanded. So it got to a point, you know, T-Law would look for other singers. Nobody was serious. So it got to a point where we just said, you know what? We're going to do a whole album. So I started getting beats and we started taking it from there and writing. And then eventually it was just going to be me and T-Law. But when Denise sung on Victorious, I was like,
who is Denise? Who is Denise?
Huh?
Who is
Sorry,
Denise?
Unique Soul. I'm getting too personal. I'm sorry. Unique Soul did Victorious. And I'm like, I looked at Terrell, so we're like,
It was
okay, we're gonna need her
spontaneous.
on some more stuff. And then they started with one song. Then I was like, okay, she sang, you know, okay, let's go ahead. This was a new thing for me.
Me
Because
too.
I didn't know that she sung like this.
How
I
you
never
didn't know?
really
You never
heard
heard her
her
sing the shower?
sing like this in Victorious. I'm like, dang, you got that? You've been around a man that loved music and rap and stuff, and you didn't tell me you sing? Ding, 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 right on my head. I got an idea. Terrell had the same idea. So we decided to put her on the album and we found tracks for her to shine on and really show. You know,
Okay, T-Law. T-Law, how did the project come about from your perspective, and what's your favorite song?
Well, from my perspective,
What's your favorite song, Charismatic?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Black Excellence.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my favorite one. I listen to that a lot.
Okay.
I love the whole album, but Black Excellence really stick with me. I listen to it over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
T-Law, how did the project come about from your perspective, sir? And what's your favorite song?
Well, it came about, well, basically, like he said, you know, we had a whole bunch of people that was supposed to be a part of the album. And it got to the point where we was like, well, you know what? We gonna get this album out because like we got something to say when it comes to music. So we gonna get the album out. We gonna do it ourselves. And with the whole album, I actually had a vision where I needed a female voice on the album. There were a lot of songs that was supposed to have a female voice on. I'm like, I need a female voice on these songs. Some of these songs not gonna be right if there ain't no female on these songs. I was determined to have a female on these songs. So that's how Unique Soul got added to the thing. That's why she's on a lot of my songs.
Okay.
That's why you got her on the Loving Me and stuff like that, because I needed the female voice, but that's how I envisioned them. And that's basically how it came about. And it was just like we had the same idea. Music Reborn was more of a I feel like I've been wanting to make this project since I was younger, even before I met Charismatic. And it's just like me and him had the same idea at different points of time in our lives.
Okay. What's your favorite song?
Musical Inspiration.
Oh, okay.
That'd be my favorite song because I feel like that was my shining moment. And I feel like I wrote my best on that song.
Oh, okay. I like Musical Inspiration too. That's my favorite because it got all three of y'all on there. The only thing that I don't like about the album is that Unique Soul don't got a solo song on the damn album. Why y'all didn't let her have a song by herself?
That wasn't us, bro. You got to ask her.
I think we
that
realized that after it was put
Unique
together.
Soul,
Then I
why
realized,
don't
I'm like,
you have a
uh-oh.
song on the album? By
You know,
yourself?
I don't even think we realized that it was put together already. I know that's when I realized it, but
I'm sure your fans telling you now, ain't they? Like, damn.
yeah.
You know what?
Because you know what's
I want
funny?
to add
On the
something.
original track list, I actually did write in Unique Soul solo. So I was thinking that was supposed to be Unique Soul solo on there. I'm not sure what happened to that, because the original track list that I wrote down had a Unique Soul solo there. It was supposed to be the one.
Oh,
but they end
Okay.
up being a unique
yeah.
soul and charismatic duet. So it's
Okay.
cool. It happens.
I, I like
Go
Proud.
ahead.
I like it.
That's how that happened. That's the real reason that happened.
Okay, Unique Soul, how did you get into music?
I always love music. I always love music. I like oldies, like old school R&B and soul music, but I always love music since I was little watching videos. When I was younger, I had made my own little mixtape. And I called myself D-Mar. That was a long time ago, and I had some songs in my head that I wrote. But I always love music. I just never thought I would actually like record music. But I always love music.
Okay, Charismatic, how did you get into, oh, I'm sorry. You finished?
I'm finished. Mhm.
Okay, Charismatic, how did you get into music?
I love music as well, but it's not weird. It was like a vibe and my surroundings that really got me into music because I used to love hip hop, R&B. I love music, period, because of my dad and my parents used to put us on to a lot of stuff. But I had a couple friends that used to rap, and I heard them rapping, and I'm like, you know what? Let me take a shot at this because I never really rapped, but I was really young, and I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. So I tried it. I tried trying to write my own rap lyrics and stuff, and it was my early material. But then some of it, I was like, no, I don't like that. I don't like it. And some of it, but I like this. Okay, I like how this sound. And I was spent a lot of time trying to find my niche, my style, what I wanted to, how I wanted to rap. But yeah, it was people around me, a lot of my friends around me that rapped, and that's what was the inspiration for me to take a stab at it and jump at it and try to do it myself. And ever since that day, I never left it because I kept perfecting and working on my craft, trying to get better as a rapper and as a writer. I try to get better and better and better and better. And I stuck with it ever since until I got to a point where I was like, this is what I want to do. And this is my style. This is the way I want to rap. And I'm not going to change it for anything, no matter what the wave is. So that's how, I began with my peers.
All right, T-Law, same thing. How did you get into music?
My older brother, actually, when I was like 6 years old, he was trying to find something to keep me busy. He couldn't really find nothing, it was either, playing Power Rangers, playing Wrestling Man, but he couldn't find nothing to keep me really interested like that. So he decided to come up with a game because I think he was like really into music at the time and he was trying to rap at one point. And he said, well, we gonna do this thing, we gonna call it like a music game or whatever. He like, you gonna play the piano and write the songs and we gonna perform them. So we wrote a couple of songs together and it just stuck out to me. And when I was about 9, I wrote my first love song called Fine Pretty Girl. And I know that fine and pretty is the same thing, but I wrote my first love song at 9. And then it just transpired from there. And when I was 13, I wrote a song called Don't Judge Me and performed in the school. And everybody started singing the chorus. And that just made me know, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And my boy at the time, my partner at the time, Lil Crime, he jumped on the song and me and him had a little group situation going for a while. And I just kept going from there.
Oh, okay. I wanted to be a New Edition bad than a motherfucker. I did. I wanted to be a New Edition and shit, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen. So, one of my favorite artists dropped their second album, and that shit was garbage. So I said, you know what? I'm finna make an album, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna scratch this bullshit up out the way. It ain't gonna be on their resume and shit. Okay, Unique Soul, who are some of your musical inspirations?
A lot of people. Man, I would say from the Shirelles to Destiny's Child. from maybe Karen White, Janet, man, the Stylistics, Blue Magic, man, you name it, Mary Wells, Denise Williams, all the greats. Angela Bush, man, Stephanie Mills.
Hey, that's a good list.
Well, yeah, the artists that I named on musical inspiration, yep.
Okay.
But a lot of
What about you, Charismatic? Who are some of your musical inspirations?
Inspirations. Okay.
Influences.
I'll say Jay-Z, Nas, Jay-Z and Nas, GZA. I would say Twister and Do or Die. I'll say Talib and Common and KRS-One. Those is different, but those are like some of my inspirations. Those are a few of them. It's more, like Scarface, but those are like my main off the back where I can think, because I'm inspired by everybody in hip hop. But off the back, those are the ones that really inspire me to work on my skills, sharpen my skills, try to get better, become more versatile with my lyrics, try to work on bars and punchlines and stuff like that. Versatility, storytelling. That's one of those my main inspirations.
What about you, T-Law?
My main inspirations will be the first one was R. Kelly. As far as songwriting goes, I always have to put emphasis on that. So it was R. Kelly first. Tupac was one, of course. Zero, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I think Zero and Bone Thugs and Harmony had a lot more to do with my actual style and way I do music now. I think Zero and Bone Thugs and Harmony had the most effect as far as how I do music now.
Okay. Some of my musical influences are Ice Cube, New Edition, Babyface, Tupac, Hall & Oates. I love Hall & Oates. Them the big brothers that I never had and shit. You know what I'm saying? They know what the fuck going on and shit. So when did you start taking your craft seriously? When you got around these guys, or you just said, shit, I'm just as good as Stephanie and Denise now. Shit.
You know what? Actually, after Victorious, because it felt good performing. Because usually I don't sing for other people. Like I've had somebody catch me singing on accident, and they said I had a voice, long time ago. But I usually don't sing for people, so it just felt good. It felt good.
Okay.
And then I started realizing I have to say, and I deserve to be heard like everybody else. So.
No, that's right. Fucking right, goddammit. What about you, Charismatic? When did you start taking your craft seriously?
When I started making my craft serious, I guess when I got to a point when I felt, I always took it serious, but I took it more serious when I got to a point when I felt comfortable with my style. When I found my niche and I found my sound and how I wanted to rap, I always took it serious, but it took me a while to find my voice, my style and everything, because I was like, nah, I don't want to sound like this. So I had to really sit for a while to figure out how I want my style to be and how I want my style and my delivery to be. Once I found out the comfortable style and delivery I wanted, that's when I was like, you know what, I really want to take this somewhere. And I did like a mixtape. I did one of my first mixtapes, which was Concealed Deadly Weapon. And I'm like, this is my style. This is how I like to rap. This is what I want to do. And I took it more, that's when I noticed that I was real serious about it. I took it more serious because I found out my style and how I wanted to rap.
So when was this?
Oh, wait.
When?
Wait. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to
At
remember.
least over 11 years ago.
2000. Wait. Maybe 13. When did Consider
Nope,
Pimpin'?
way before that. Because you was serious when I met you.
2012.
He was serious about music when I met
2012.
him, and that
I
was
would say
before
it's-
2012.
Still that Ripper came out like
I think you've been
2011,
serious.
2011, something like that.
Yeah, that's when I really was like, I got to take this to another level because I felt like I might not have the machine and I might not have the machine behind me, but I was confident enough to say I can rap just as good as anybody. Not to be cocky, but I can hold my own. And just spending all that time developing from when I was younger, developing my style and trying to get better and better and better and better. I was like Kobe when he was practicing over and over and over again to get better and better and better. And that's when I was like, I got to take it serious. I still feel confident to say I can make a good album, you know, a good body of work, you know.
Okay, so like 2011. So like 2011.
About 2011, yeah.
Okay. What about you,
Yeah.
T-Law?
That might.
I think I started taking it serious. I'll say when I was 13, when I had the crowd singing my chorus. When I had the crowd singing my chorus, and then around that time, then that's when me and my boy at the time, that's when we decided to do our little thing, and we made a little mixtape on a little cassette tape in my mama's basement using some beats off my keyboard. Yeah, and so that was when I started that's when I started developing my style and like, okay, I'm gonna turn this into something one day. So that was around when I was about 15. So that was my goal to turn it into what it is now, basically. So I've been basically prepping. What I'm doing now, I've been preparing for it since I was a teenager. I'll put it to you like that.
Oh, okay. I dubbed the DJ Clue tape and shit. I went off and recorded a song, and all my friends, they listened to the Clue tape. So what I did was I snuck my shit in the middle of the Clue tape so they was forced to listen. So we was driving from North Carolina, and my friends was like, damn, Hunt, that motherfucker sound just like you. And I just was smiling. I was like, damn, he do. I was like, y'all like that shit? They was like, hell yeah. So I was like, okay, you know. But it's all good. I've been doing this. I've been doing this shit for a while. But I got serious when I was younger as well. So what is your creative process like collectively? Like when y'all all working together, what is the creative process like?
Ooh.
Unique Soul first.
When we all working
Ladies
together.
first.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Well, when me and Charismatic work together, usually it'll be one of us found the beat. Like for example, with Proud, he found the beat and he kind of bring to me a concept and say, what could you do with this concept? And then like with Proud, it took us probably months, right?
What?
To really nail what we was gonna do with Proud. Because you had the
No,
beat,
I didn't have
but
the
you didn't
beat.
get the beat.
I didn't buy the beat.
Well, he was playing the beat, and we
I
was trying to see
playing it.
what
I'm
to
like,
do
we
with
can
it.
do something with this. I was
Mhm.
like, when that beat speak to you. So that's how it is
Mhm.
for me. The beat speak to me. I automatically think this make me think of this, or this conveys this type of move. But go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll get into it.
And well, I know it Until It's Over, we all literally sat together and wrote our verses for Until It's Over. And T-Law had a chorus that he had in mind. And I guess the way I got the chorus out wasn't exactly what he was looking for, but he was happy with how it came out.
So let me ask you this.
So we just really.
So when Unique Soul ain't singing right, do y'all pinch her? How do y'all get the shit out of her?
I'm gonna let Malcolm go first if that was what to tell you how he get it out of her, then I'll let you know my way. I mean, has Max to tell you.
Okay, I'll say this, even with my man's T-Law. but not as much.
A pinch is good. A
I
pinch is
work-
good to get that damn feeling out. Let me pinch your ass.
Yeah, what she'll tell you, and what I do, I can't sing at all. I'm not good at singing,
you
but
know
I can
how-
hear that in my head. So
Yeah.
what I'll tell her, wait, add this, add that, put some flash and flow on that. Like I said, okay, right here, I want you to emphasize on this word. So when you sing, emphasize on this word. He'll put a oh, ooh, yeah, or whatever. I can't sing, but I tell her, and sometimes she's like, "Oh, babe, I don't feel like it." Right? But when she hear that, she's like, "Damn, this sounds good. I like this."
You know,
Sometimes I do that with T-Law, but not as much. But with Denise, I get on her. I'm like, "Come on, I want you to add this right here, put this right here, say, oh, whoa, yeah, whatever." And it comes out
because
good.
you know what? I had no idea it was so many parts to a song. Because a lot of
Yeah.
times, well, with me, when I hear a song on the radio, I hear the song. But like you like pick apart like the different instruments, the
I try to
ad-libs.
bring that
So I didn't know
out.
nothing
Yes,
about
the
making
ad-libs.
ad-libs. I didn't know about building a
I
song.
said you could put some
Thought-
extra
you
spice
thought they
on the
thought they
verse
was
and
Yeah, I
just
didn't know
singing
that.
that shit straight
Period.
through, huh? You thought they was just singing
Yeah.
it
I mean,
straight
I
through?
guess I never really sat and thought about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So I remember one time we recorded my song and then I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared or it didn't save. Remember it?
Yeah,
Was it
it
what was it?
froze
Was
or
it a
something.
cell? One of my songs. And he was like, you're gonna have to do it over. I'm like, I'm not doing it over, but he's like, you gotta do it over. And I have to do it over. Like he's a perfectionist. Like he's not putting out the music if it's not right.
Mm-mm. I don't
He ain't
like
doing
it.
it.
I'm gonna change this, put this here, put
You
this.
do
Good,
that.
good to have a couple of
But it
perfectionists.
sounds good.
Yeah, I think the song that I worked with her on the most on, well, Until Level was one of them. And when I did it with her, I was trying she was singing and she like, it don't sound right. I'm like, yeah, you did that kind of wrong, but don't worry about it, it'll work. Just double down on it. And it's okay. I got it. I understand. I know what you did right there. She said what? And then one of her songs, when we wrote together for her EP, Exposed, I told her, I need you to throw the note. She's like, what you mean throw the note? What that mean? I mean, that means just throw the note. You got to cheat a little bit. You're a singer. You can
Right.
you can
Literally.
add you can add a ooh and an ah here, or you can just throw or if you throw the note away and say oh way or something, it'll work. You got room to play around because you don't have to have a word for everywhere. So it's basically just
See, that's a singing.
yeah. So I would
That's
give her
what
like
artists
singing
be
cues
doing.
Yeah.
The big name. I didn't.
because I got you use my choir training. So that's
Oh,
basically how we work. We help each other out.
That's what's up. So, what's next for y'all on the horizon far as your solo careers? Starting with you, Unique Soul.
I'm working on an album right now. It's in process. I got a couple of songs written, actually a couple of songs recorded already for my album. So it's coming soon.
Okay. What about you, Charismatic?
Oh, well, currently, I'm probably gonna do. I'm almost done with my album. I have like maybe 2 songs left to, mix and master. Get mixed and mastered. There's 2 songs. One song is almost finished. I just gotta do one verse. But I got my album, Durable. That's gonna come out first. I might have a few projects, but I'm gonna do Durable, and then I got a album. It was originally gonna be an EP, but I got an album coming with Ben Malik called Nostalgic. So I'm gonna do that, and I might do one more album, and then I might do 3 projects this year, and then I'll save some for next year. So I'm gonna do 3 projects this year,
You always working.
and because I got so man.
Always working.
Ro, I say this. I say I appreciate it, and I say thank you, because for you and Shane, that studio, that home studio, that helped me out a lot. I've been in my
You know
bag.
what?
I've been just
recording.
recording. I recorded maybe like how many songs I
I don't want to cut you off, but pretty
Collectively,
much
20, 30, 40 songs.
I would say once quarantine had hit, last, was it March?
Yeah.
He been,
The last March.
that's what he been doing.
Oh yeah.
That's what he doing. Like for me too, we really tapped into like, I say our creative energy, you know, once that quarantine happened, you know, I started turning, you know, all the chaos in my head, I started putting into creative energy and just creating stuff and creating music. So,
That's what's up.
and also I should throw out there too that I do write poetry. So I know I didn't say that earlier, but I do write poetry as well. So I think that influences music too. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. T-Law.
Well, as far as what I got, I'm working on my album now, Harmony and Bars. So working on that now. The first single actually more than likely be dropping in August.
Okay.
You know, so the first single from that. Then I have I got some songs in the vault that was supposed to go on other projects that I'm probably put on the mixtape called Law of the Land. You know,
That
and then I'm
sounds
working,
dope.
and I'm always writing, so I can that might be a random EP somewhere. So just be on the lookout. Me and Unique Soul, we got a classic EP that we gonna drop eventually. So we
That's
got a
what's
song, we
up.
did a whole bunch of classic R&B covers that's gonna be dropping. Yeah,
Mhm.
so just working and writing. I'm talking to a couple people. I'm talking to a couple of artists about features now too. So we'll see how that work out when that come about. I'm just waiting for most of them to get back to me.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So what's next for Bankflow Family as a collective? Is this the last project? Y'all gonna come out with another project in a couple of years? Y'all gonna tour this album a little bit? How can
I'm
people
gonna say
get in touch with y'all for booking? Do y'all
I'll
got
say it
ain't
an
never the
album
last-
it ain't
release
never the last
party
project.
planned? What's up?
I'm thinking like, well, we're gonna do an EP. We're gonna do an EP of 5 songs. So when people said that, you know, they want to hear more Unique Soul, we're gonna do an EP with all 3 of us. Each of us gonna have a solo song and 2 songs together, you know. And then I think this is just throwing it out there. We're probably gonna do another collaborational collective album, a compilation, after we put our solos out. So once I put my solo out and Terrell put his out and Unique Soul put hers out, or T-Law put his out, we're gonna work on the compilation, you know, and it might be more artists.
We also got a secret
as
weapon that
well,
we waiting
so.
on right now. We just waiting for her to
Mhm.
get ready, but we got a secret weapon for y'all.
We
A
gotta
secret
get Weapon
surprise,
X.
secret weapon. So
We
yeah.
gotta get Weapon X up out that facility. She gotta
Stop.
escape that facility.
Yeah, so she waiting in the wings. She
Yeah, you
just
know when they're having
she writing right now. She writing right now, but she about ready to come out. She about ready. I've been talking to her. She about ready to come in too. So she made
And you know what,
an
T-Law?
appearance with me. So she'll be ready. She made
I
one.
would like to do a duet with her too. Throw
Oh
that
yeah.
out there.
What?
I'm gonna throw that out there.
Y'all can
Duet
do
with the
like
ladies, like some positive
Brandy.
music.
Brandy
That's
Monica,
dope.
you need
Yeah,
it.
to be
Yeah.
positive.
That's dope.
I want to be positive. Show them.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
I
My
know.
album out, but I'm working on a follow-up to my very first album. So it's just gonna be a mature version of that. It's not gonna be the raw person who made it. You know, I gotta tone down some of them experiences. I'm gonna try to make it a little more vivid, but you know, it's all good. Man, any last words? Starting with you, Unique Soul. Last words, final thoughts.
Well, I would say thank you for having me on today. And I want to thank Charismatic and I want to thank T-Law, you know, for inviting me to their music world so we can make this project and make music together. I want to
That's
thank you for
dope.
that. Like I was gonna say I didn't understand like his musical process in the beginning. And you know, now I see it. Now I see all the work that he put into it and the hours. I get it. Now I get it.
Right.
It's a lot.
So where can people find you, Unique Soul? Where can people
They can
find you?
find me on Facebook. They can find me on Instagram under Real Unique Soul. They can find me on YouTube under Real Unique Soul. Yeah, find me
Um,
there.
okay, you
My
got any?
my EP is actually on YouTube, so you can search Unique Soul Accountability or Real Unique Soul Accountability and check out my EP, my first EP.
Okay.
That's nice.
Charismatic. What's your final thoughts, last word?
I say thank you for having us. Appreciate it. A great opportunity, you know. People can reach me at I say, you know, I'm on SoundCloud and everywhere, but charismaticmusic.com. That's my website. So you can stay updated on a lot of different things on there. You know, I also have SoundCloud, you know, all that works, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple. But you can find out a lot more information on charismaticmusic.com on what we got coming up, albums, projects, EPs, all types of stuff you will find on, you know, charismaticmusic.com.
Oh, okay. What about you, T-Law? What's your final
Uh,
thoughts, last word?
Yeah, man. Like they said, man, thanks for having us. But people can find me on Instagram at Terrell, aka T Law. Y'all can find me on Twitter at Songwriter T Law. Also be sure to check out my podcast, Law Speaks. You know, new episodes drop every Saturday at midnight. I got some vlogs. That's Law Speaks After Dark, up close and personal with T Law, where I give more information about me. Also check out my website, lawspeaks.net. That's where you can get physical copies of Music Reborn. Oh, I strongly want to stretch out, make sure to join my mailing list so you can get exclusive details about, you know, exclusive details about any project we got coming out. And make sure to support the merch on the merch page, which is also on the Law Speaks website. Anything you can know about me is all on lawspeaks.net. I'll just keep it simple.
Okay, yeah. Well, y'all know, follow me at writersonline.net. That's it. All links on there already. This has been another episode of Writers Live. Thank you.